tree, got the hemp, got the flare. I'm gon' lean in this chair, about to put this in the air. A little bit of that best way to smoke in the air, nigga. A little bit of that best way to smoke in the air, nigga.
All right, it's been a little minute though, but this is Best Way to Smoke Unfiltered, and I'm Big J. Make sure you stay elevated at all times.
What's poppin', y'all? It's C Pop. Happy Monday. Yes, it has been a long time. How's everybody feeling?
Man, I know I'm feeling good and tired. You know what I'm saying? And tired. I gotta throw that out. I gotta throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? But
Why are
yeah,
you
I'm feeling
tired, Big
good.
J?
Because I had a very eventful weekend. You know what I'm saying? It was great. I just was up. I was up late. Saturday we went to Laugh Away from Home, a comedy show for mental health, with Hugo, which was dope. But first, how you doing though? Real quick though, how you doing, Pop?
I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm hot. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm tired and I'm hot. But besides that, I can't complain. It's been definitely a good week. It's Leo season.
That's right. Shout out to the Leos. Shout out
It's
to
Leo season, so you know. I had 2 cakes yesterday, and it's not even my birthday yet. So
man.
I'm grateful.
Hey, they was on that red velvet though, huh?
Tore it up.
That nigga Hugo said, "Big J, where you got the red velvet from?" Then he started shouting it out on the microphone like, "Go get your cake." That nigga looked at me. He said, "That shit was moist."
I was asking too because I think he walked past and I was like, "Who wants a piece? Everyone get a piece, whatever." And I asked him, I was like, "Do you want a piece of this?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Make sure the host got some." I was like, "My bad." Here, I give him a nice fat piece. He was like, "I love me some cake."
Oh man, that's funny,
but it was bomb. That shit was bomb.
Yeah. I didn't even have none. No, I had it before though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know it's good. You know what I mean?
It was bomb.
What was the other cake? What was the other cake?
I don't know.
You haven't tried it yet?
What was it? I think it was like a strawberries and cream type thing.
Okay.
There was a name for it though, but if I had to, I forgot what it was called. But if I had to compare it to something, it'd be like a strawberry, strawberries and cream type thing.
Oh, like in the realm of a strawberry shortcake type thing, a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Something like that.
Okay,
something like that.
That's right.
Shout out to everybody. That was, huh?
I said it was red in it.
Yeah. It was red. A whole lot of red on the wrong side of town.
Nah, it worked. It worked like a motherfucker though. Yeah.
It was a good time though. It was a good time. Shout out to Best Way to Paint. Shout out to everyone who attended. DJ Phobic, Worldwide Hugo. Everybody who came, attended, helped, did their thing. Shout out to PAX Edibles.
Shout out to PAX.
Right, our sponsor, they definitely came through, and hooked it up. So our guests love that. So shout out to PAX for that.
And definitely shout out to Dosage Lounge and Dosage Social Lounge, and shout out to the Cannabis Man. You feel me?
Man.
Everything. Shout out to Mimi.
Shout out to Mimi for the fresh rolls.
Yeah, with the fresh
rolls. Came through with the fresh rolls and the lollipops. A hit. And Black Label Bartending, who did their thing with the mocktails.
Black
Label Bartending.
That
Candy Rain? Was it Candy Rain?
That Candy Rain. I said when I sipped it, I looked at him. I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, I said, okay, I got some content to send him too, though. You know what I mean? I got some.
He's gonna love that.
Yeah,
he's gonna love that. When I tell you that drink is simple, that is it's a simple drink.
Right.
That's the one we did with the Best Way CMOS, right?
Yep. I actually got content of him preparing it and making it and stuff, though. You know what I mean? So,
that's right.
Yeah, I got a lot of content with him and stuff, though. That's why I remember you said that content. He wanted that content, so we got it for him.
That's right.
on
That's
everything.
right. Shout out to everyone who was involved. That it was dope. It was dope. It was a good time, good vibes. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
yeah, like
And look on that, and on that note, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, best way to paint. It was cracking. We the picture we had, the canvas we had was Nipsey Hussle. We're moving into football season. You know what I mean? Football, Bronco. Yeah, football season. You know what I'm saying? So, we actually we got some good stuff coming for the next few ones. That's going to be kind of themed around football. So yeah, stay tuned and stay tapped in with us on that. And another announcement: we also do private events. If you want a paint event, have a you know what I'm saying, have a little function amongst your friends and families. We do that, and also, man, appreciate to the two young ladies that bought a canvas yesterday.
oh
Um,
yeah, yeah,
of our previous canvas with Tupac on it. We will have It will be more of those for sale coming. Stay tuned. Yeah, man, but we definitely appreciate everybody that came out and supported for sure.
yes. It was definitely a good time. Definitely a good time. Tired as hell, but worth
Man,
it.
man, very much
Worth
so
it.
worth it and shit though. So look, we like to give a shout out to to different people, cannabis industry, mental health advocates, in the beginning of the show. So we gonna keep it rolling and give a shout out to this dude right here, man. Worldwide Hugo. Look, in this picture, I picked this picture because it looked like he was about to say something crazy to somebody. You know what I'm saying? In this motherfucking picture though, man. But Hugo is doing some great things. You know what I'm saying? He from the Carolinas. You know what I mean? And he been out here for a while and he been working. It's dope to see his growth. You know what I mean? From when we first met him to where he's at now, as far as how he's pushing. And he introduced Laugh Away from Home, a comedy show for mental health. He also has the Laugh Away from Home podcast, which has different people on there talking about getting into laughing and getting into mental health and different aspects and stuff like that. Though, you know what I'm saying? The comedy show is always off the chain. Best Way to Smoke is sponsors. We always love to support. You know what I'm saying? What the young brother got going on. Yeah. Shout out to Hugo,
Right.
man. Marwan Hugo.
Shout out to Hugo. And when I tell you, like, I've been to the Carolinas, he's not joking when he says it's like not a place. It's like you really need to, like, it's kind of country. Certain places you go, it's kind of country. So the fact that he made that move about a year and a half ago to LA, pushed through, and he's not even just pursuing his comedy, but he's doing it for like mental health and um just working. He has a program in the prison systems as well, like giving the inmates, like a little bit of comedy for mental health, things like that, which is very important in the prison system.
Right.
So shout out to him for all that he's doing, because
For
it's
sure.
it's not it's not easy, but he's focused. So that's very important. That's something like these men need today, for sure.
Ain't no question. Ain't no question. And he's at Corcoran. I've never been to Corcoran, but I know a lot of people that been to Corcoran. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Corcoran State Prison, man. But yeah, shout out to the mission, man. And the mission is mental health awareness. You feel me?
For sure.
Ain't no question. Ain't no question. So in the realm of mental health, next month, we always got something going on. June was Man's Mental Health Awareness Month. Um, every day is really mental health awareness. You should be aware of what's going on with you though. But going into August, it's National, excuse me, National Wellness Month. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna drop a little information. So August is officially designated as National Wellness Month, an incentive created to highlight the importance of self-care, managing stress, and building healthy daily habits, because physical health, sleep, and emotional health are deeply connected. August serves as a mid-year check-in. So let's check in around this motherfucker though. You know what I mean? How,
Man,
how you doing? You know what I'm saying?
I can
Towards
start with me.
Yeah, how you doing towards the middle of this month, right? I mean, middle of this year, and how things are going and how you feeling?
If I gotta keep it 100,
Hmm.
gotta keep it 100. I'm a little exhausted.
Man,
I'm a little exhausted around this motherfucker. If we gotta
right,
be real, you
right.
know, I don't know what it is about like my birthday season again. Like how I see all the memes. I love it. It's hilarious. Like here come these Leos acting like they never had a birthday before. I get it. But there's something about my like my season where I feel more grateful. I don't know what it is. I think I just reflect on the year. Um, you know, yes, Leos come with confidence and all that other stuff, but it's just like I do feel grateful about like how far I've come, and I do tend to give myself grace every now and then. But I'm so sick of pivoting. I'm so sick of
Mm,
the pivot. My ankle's
man,
tired. the,
man,
the the what do they call it? The ball of my foot. When you gotta
man.
that
Like
shit is
you in the
tired.
army or something.
You know what I'm saying? So your girl is tired. Your girl is tired. But what I will say is, I don't know if it is Leo season or whatever it is. I do feel grateful, and I do feel like there is more coming.
For sure.
There is more coming. So what can I complain about?
Uh, Shit,
This
nothing.
is just life at the end of the day.
Ain't no question. Ain't no question. I
You just
say
gotta try. Hmm.
no. You just gotta what?
You just gotta try to find like the happiness in everything you're doing each day.
Yeah,
You
ain't
know what
no.
I'm saying? I'm not finna stress myself out too much. I already overthink like a motherfucker, but I'm not finna stress myself out too much. Like where it's like it's life. You know what I'm saying?
Huh,
Like
you
I'ma
know,
still have a laugh, little kiki
man.
at
No,
the end of the night and the beginning of the morning. So what can I really complain about?
hey, look too
But
though. It's a lot of people that relate to overthinking, right? So with you the way you say you overthink, does that cause stress for you? Is it a stressor? She done blacked out. But overthinking things can be a stressor. Oh, there she go.
you said
So
what was your question? My bad.
my question is, you know how you say you tend to overthink sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
All the
my
time.
right all the time, right? I've been a witness to some of them, but in the realm of that, do you feel like it's a stressor though? The fact that you overthink, does it lead to stress for you?
Um, yeah, I would say it definitely is a stressor because it's like, you know, um, sometimes you gotta just do things. You can't just like, you could sit there and contemplate how this is gonna be, how that's gonna go, how that happened, and why that shouldn't happen. Should I do this? Should I not? Da 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 da. But the time does not stop. It still keeps going. You know what I'm saying? So it's like how I like to say, and this is just a fact. And I love that I like to say this is a fact. Like this is an observation I've made about myself. Like I will overthink myself into procrastination.
Mm,
And that is something I want to say that's like something I've been fighting. Like, how everyone has a New Year's resolution. That's like been my focus now, has been like, okay, we're not you're getting out of that. You are gonna get out of whatever it is. There's a name for it. What
mm.
is the name for it?
I know you said
Is it
procrastinate.
imposter syndrome?
I,
Is it that what it is? I
I,
haven't looked into imposter syndrome too much, but I think there's some similarities there where you just like, I don't know, or you think, you might think something might not work out, or you don't know if something's gonna work out. Maybe it's the fear of unknowing. I have no idea, but it's just like I overthink things and then as I could be going through mental warfare and people around me be like, you did that so well. And I'm like, bitch,
right, right,
you
right.
know the thousand things. I just fucking had in here to get here. And you're like, oh, you did great. Like, oh,
Man,
remember before I went on stage the other day? You was like, yo, and I was like sitting there. And you're like, yo, you got this. You're a natural. And I'm sitting there thinking, I was kind of overthinking it a little bit. And he
right,
was like, nah, you got get on stage. You got this. And I was just
right,
like, and I was just thinking, I was like, let me get on stage before I overthink the fuck out of this and really fuck it up.
right.
And then I killed it.
Killed it, but what caught me off guard. I thought I never seen you overthink in that kind of situation though. You know what I
You
mean?
see me just pop up.
Right, I seen you just pop up. You know what I'm saying? But I seen you was like my thought. I was like I said it. I was like, man, you probably like, nigga, I just ate, nigga. I just got you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, damn. You know what I mean? You was like, did he really say that? I'm like, yeah, the nigga said that.
I'm like, don't have him coming here cussing me out when I hop on that mic.
But you went up there and did great. You know what I'm saying? You are a natural at that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like, yeah, pop. You know what I mean? Go
Get your ass up there.
You know what I mean? Which is dope. Look, imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern involving persistent self-doubt, feelings of fraudulence, and the fear of being exposed despite proof of one's competence. You knowing you competent and you know you can do what you're supposed to do, but still having that doubt. I think a lot of us deal with that shit though. Even the most confident person that you could see that's doing shit though, still deal with some kind of self-doubt or feelings of anxiety though. It's just about pushing through it and stuff though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I deal with the shit, with certain things, especially things. I'm more so like that with things I'm unfamiliar with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like unfamiliar with. You know what I mean? But that's where real growth comes from is doing shit that you're not comfortable with. You got to get uncomfortable, you know what I mean, to really get to where you're trying to get to in that realm of getting past the self-doubt and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
A
I think
word from Big J. A word from Big J.
I can't do that.
Like,
Yeah, I said, like, I do that. You know what I mean?
it's a
Oh,
safe space. It's a safe space.
yeah, on everything. But you almost caught me though with that one, though. But look, another part of National Wellness Month. I heard you when you got on stage too, though. You was like, "Fuck them kids." You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people repeated that shit though. But also, it's a tough time for kids right now too, though, going back to school. You know what I mean? With school coming back in, a lot of kids deal with, some kids don't have, what other kids have, you know what I mean, as far as school clothes and different things like that, and the supplies and stuff like that they need. It's that, hold on, Alex Eats Potato said, I'll give you 1K, you help me. Somebody said, oh my gosh, who is that? Don Weaker said, I love your hair.
You do got nice hair today, though, Big J. That
He wasn't doing it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
When we was talking about the cake, they said, can I have some, please? So y'all gotta have to open the comments up and tap
You have to come to the best way to paint if you wanted some cake. Come to the best way to paint.
Right. So look, back to school for some kids, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. You got peer pressure. Some kids is getting bullied, and just different things that go on with the youth. So part of National Wellness Month, it actually takes part in, you know what I'm saying, youth mental health awareness also. It's just mental health awareness overall for men, for women, just for everybody to just kind of be aware of what's going on and just getting out and getting active also, you know what I'm saying, for your physical health. You know what I mean? So here's some key things that you can do, like to kind of help when you feeling stressed and shit like that though, right? Mindful breathing and meditation. That was something we did at Laugh Away from Home. With my
That
little,
was cool.
that was cool. You know what I'm saying? That was cool though. You know what I mean? And he was right though. When I first did it, I was looking like, man, what the fuck is this shit? Taking it, taking a little deep breath. I'm like, man, what the fuck? But I wasn't just holding it at first. I was kind of rolling it in my hand the first time, but the second time I kind of put it in my palm and squeezed it, took the deep. I embraced it. You know what I mean?
You
At first,
embraced it.
I embraced it. You know what I'm saying? And it was actually something cool though, because it can help a person that overreacts. It made me think about somebody that might overreact or react fast to a situation versus taking a moment and just taking a deep breath and shit though, and really kind of thinking about what the fuck you doing or what you're about to do. You still
Right.
got your duck?
I do. It's in one of my purses.
Why you didn't want the duck though?
No, it's not that I didn't want the duck, but you had an owl.
Man, who? You know what I'm saying?
Like I was like, yo, let me hold that. Let me get the
Oh,
owl.
man. And then look, here's something else like setting boundaries and self care is important also. Scheduling downtime. You know what I'm saying? As intentionally as possible for yourself. Because though we be moving and doing this and doing that, you gotta have time for yourself to kind of decompress from everything and and,
Hmm.
and get back going. For me personally, to have that time, it kind of gives me a little boost to go a little harder and shit though. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Yeah, because you can wear yourself thin, just kind of doing too much and not really
Right.
focusing, taking a little time to focus on yourself, you know what I mean? Not getting the proper sleep, you know what I mean? Oh, to your point, overthinking, you know what I mean? Procrastinating because you're overthinking or whatever the case may be. You might think, oh, it's not gonna work, but then the shit fuck around and work. Everything that I've done and I had some kind of thought in that realm though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just about everything. You know what I mean? And I think most of us deal with that anyway.
Right.
What's what that's the same? What's her
No.
name? Oh, okay.
No, Ari's outside. Ari was like, it's too hot inside. Let me go outside. So Ari's outside.
I was
This
gonna
is my
say
money
Aubrey lost
tree.
weight. Oh, that's the money tree.
This is my money tree.
That's
This is my
right.
money tree.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So praying this bitch gets big so my money can grow.
It's gonna get big. Hamla on the ring shot.
Exactly.
You heard
But
that? Hamla on the ring shot. It's gonna get big.
listen, but you asked me. I didn't get to ask you. So, what was it? National Mental Wellness Month, right?
Yes.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling I'm on I'm feeling some days I'm better than others to keep it 100. But overall, I'm great. I laugh every day. You know what I mean? I'm taking better care of myself. I made a schedule for myself. I just didn't follow it this weekend though, but I made a schedule for myself to make sure I'm getting sleep. You know what I mean? Because when you are doing a lot of different things, for me personally, like getting sleep, it helps me be a little bit more focused to where when I wake up, I'm not groggy or just kind of like damn, gotta sit still for an hour before a motherfucker even get started. I like that jump up, like to get up, jump up, and kind of get going. Not on no super fast shit though, but just get up and get going and stuff like that though, man. Like I'm not gonna complain either because complaining don't help nothing. But
Hmm.
everything that I'm earning out is is progressing in the right way. You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
so
That's true at the end of the day. Like one thing I will say is though, like, even though I'm tired of pivoting, like, um, what I didn't bring up is that I feel like everything that was that I felt like was kind of removed
Right. Right.
needed to be.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like it needed to be. I'm very much a believer that things happen for a reason,
No
you
question.
know, and I'm very much a believer that like, and I mean, I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've experienced it, that like you don't get things taken out without it getting replaced with something better.
Ain't no
You know
question.
what I'm saying? So that's one thing I'm always like, whenever I'm like going through it at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like, 6 months from now, I'm gonna know why. I'm gonna know why, and it's gonna be worth it.
Yep.
Because that's always what happens.
Yep.
Always. I ain't
Yep.
never. I'm never afraid to lose shit. Okay. Because
Man.
it's like, okay, there's always a lesson in something. Always.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I agree with that too. Though it's always a lesson,
Yeah.
and it's something that I've always experienced. Like I'm always taken care of. Like everything always get taken care of. And I feel like it's
Mm.
because of the type of person that I am as far as handling business and shit like that. So whether it's a struggle behind the scenes with certain shit, it always get
Mm.
to a point to where it need to be. And I always understand going through a struggle with something is not the end. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just to lead off to something better. You know
And
what I
you
mean?
do good by people, Big J. So that gets reciprocated.
Ain't no question. Ain't no
You know,
question.
I never seen you move funny with nobody. So I mean, that says a lot. You get rewarded for stuff like that.
You know, quite that. Hey, that's the best way to be, though. You know what I mean? You treat people right. It's gonna always come back to you. This is one of my number one beliefs, right? For people that got kids and just in general, I always say if you take care of your kids and you treat people the right way, you're gonna always be straight. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna always be straight. You know what I mean? You
That's
don't try to
right.
get over on people. You don't try to treat motherfuckers bad and shit like that. It's gonna always work out for you. You know what I mean? And the reason why I bring up the kids, even though sometimes I feel like fuck them kids, but the reason I bring up the kids because the kids is something that you bring in the life. You know what I'm saying? You bring it to this world and shit like that. So you're responsible for them. So if you're not doing your job to be responsible for the kids, you don't deserve to have shit go right for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's always been a strong belief for me. You got to do right by yours, and everything gonna come to you. You know what I mean? How it's
Man,
how it's supposed to.
that's a
Uh,
fact.
ain't no question. So we gonna transition real quick and get into this song. Then we gonna come back. We finna jump into 900 radio. We gonna come back and get into the pop off after 900 radio, and then we gonna close it out with some relationship shit. You know what I mean? So let's let's
Let's do
let's
it.
let's do it. Let's do it.
These niggas talking out of their neck. Don't put no coffin out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for threats. Hey, let's get it, bro. DOT, the money, power, respect. The last one is better. Say yes, a lot of goofies with a check. I mean,
Oh.
Keeping it on the AI tip. This is 900 radio. We finna jump into this song, and we've been talking about mental health, overall health, just in general. August is um, mental health wellness month. So we finna get into this AI song, right? It's called "Still Here." It's an AI song. I just heard it today, and I was like, It popped right up though. These phones be listening to us like a motherfucker though, but it popped right up when I went into YouTube. So I say, okay, we rolling with this. Let's get into it. Hold on. Let me press play. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Midnight dogs get lost sometimes. I look. Tap into the words to the song. Get past the beat, y'all. Tap into the words to the song. But I'm still here. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Mind racing, can't sleep, it's 3 in the morning. Demons in my head and they don't come and warn us. Smiling the day, but inside I'm storming. Trying to keep it together while everything's forming. Pressure on my chest like I'm drowning slow. Thoughts getting heavy and I don't let it show. Everybody thinks that I'm doing okay, but they don't hear the things on my mind be saying. Fighting with myself every single night. Dark thoughts, hey, you can see the light. Trying to breathe, but it feels too tight. Like I'm losing me and my own mind fights high. Yeah. I'm still here. I'm still here, even when it hurts, even when my mind tries to drag me in the dirt. I'm still here, fighting every day, even when the dark won't fade away. I'm still here, yeah, I'm holding on, even when the night feels way too long. I'm still here, trying to be okay. One more step, I'll make it through today. Some days I don't wanna get out my bed. Too many thoughts running through my head. Trying to stay strong, but I feel so drained. Like I'm losing pieces I can't regain. Looking in the mirror like, who is that? Trying to find me, but I'm fading back. People say just smile, you'll be fine. They don't understand what's in my mind. I've been fighting battles they can't see. Carrying weight that's inside of me. Every breath feel like a test. Trying my best, but I'm still stressed. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here, even when it hurts, even when my mind tries to drag me in the dirt. I'm still here, fighting every day, even when the dark won't fold away. I'm still here, yeah, I'm rolling on, even when the nights feel way too long. I'm still here, trying to be okay. One more step, I'll make it through today. Maybe I don't got it all figured out. Maybe I still deal with fear and doubt. But I'm breathing, that's enough for now. Still standing, I won't back down, yeah. Some days it's heavy, but I'm still here.
Hey, Pop, that's one of them ones right there, though. You know what I mean? That's for sure. That's for sure one of them ones. Hey, shout out to Luna. She said nice song. She's tapping in from Brazil on YouTube. She said nice song. She put the fire emoji. Yeah, that is a nice song though. Like
that was a good one. That was one of them ones.
Yep. That's why I said, yeah, let's get past the beat. Listen to the words though. Yeah, it's a good one though, man.
He was dope too though.
Say what? Say that? Say what? Oh yeah, the beat was dope too. Hell yeah.
I was just saying dope too.
Yep. But you know, some people get, when you listen to music, some people get caught up just in the beat versus listening, like really digging into what
the lyrics is
talking about. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
Right, for sure. For sure. That was one of them ones.
That was one of them ones right there. I even sent this song to a few people too, though. Like, man, listen to this. And they was like, yeah, heart. What they how they do it? They was like heart.
Right. All these AI songs be doing it, you know.
Yeah. I like how a lot of them, when they was coming out at first, it was a lot of like older, like making it like an old song, like a 70s, 60 kind of like style. That's cool sometimes though, but
yeah.
We be wanting to hear like some up to date stuff too though. You know what I mean?
Right.
On the real. So it's about that time.
Come on, let's go.
Welcome to the pop off. It's been quite a while, y'all. You know, we leave space for open perspective here. So a couple questions. It's gonna be about our topic of the mental health awareness, or not. What was it? National Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. National
Wellness Month. National Wellness Month. So in the realm
Yeah,
of National Wellness Month, we're gonna dive a little bit into self growth. Okay, because no matter what anyone's going through, I can't speak for everybody else, but I try to always make sure self growth is top top three. Okay, top three, no matter what I'm doing, right?
for sure.
So, what do you feel like is more important? And I might have asked you this already, but let's double it back. What do you feel like is more important, discipline or motivation?
I would say discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like especially for me, discipline because you know the way I look at it is like your discipline won't waver. If you're disciplined, you're disciplined. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do what you got to do regardless. Motivation can sway. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could be super motivated, and then sometimes that motivation might be there. You could be like, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Or I'll do it the next day." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. So I say
I have
discipline.
I have to agree because, like how you said, motivation can come and go. Today, I was not motivated to get out of that bed.
Man,
Did I? I wanted to sleep
man,
in. I wanted to wear my moo.
man, man. That nigga said the moo with the belt. He said moo the
If I had a picture to pull up, I would, but that took me out. Every time I look at a picture of yesterday's event, I talk about the moo with the belt. But yes, wanted to stay in the moo and just water my plants and just,
Oh,
Mondays are my reset day. You know what I'm saying? So, but because there was such an eventful weekend, I just moved things around. I had to go to work, and I didn't get to spend time with the time I wanted to. I was not motivated.
man,
But the discipline got me out of that bed and got me there. Okay. So, um, so yes, I have to agree. Discipline, if like how I remember you saying, I remember when you told me you did your you started setting up your new schedule so that way you had time slots, you could go to bed on time, you could bang out you have a lot of things going on your plate, so you wanted to make
right.
sure you had attention to all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you kept you've been pretty disciplined on that. You know what I'm saying? And you've been pumping things through. For those who don't know, Big J is a producer, director, editor, social media manager, like full-time dad. What? Plus I got a full-time job.
Man,
How?
man,
How? Like,
man.
man, like,
By the grace of God around this thing,
by the
man.
grace of God, okay? Like, there's
Man,
so many things y'all don't see this man do, and he just keeps the discipline. So, shout out to you for that. But I definitely have to agree, discipline definitely over motivation, because motivation has been missing me lately. But I know when
yeah,
I say discipline, I'm like, okay, that was worth it. It's like
yeah,
worth it in the end. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So for sure, never just rely on motivation.
Nope.
Never just rely on motivation. If you want something, please, like,
Yep.
create what you got to create to do it. So, another question, can your environment determine success?
Hmm. Yes, I would say I'm gonna say like yes and no, right? I'm gonna say yes and no. Um, okay. Coming from the environment I come from, I would say like this: it can either push you to do better, you know what I'm saying, or it can sink you, And I say that the environment. So now I'm gonna say with the people in the environment because the people are part of the environment, right? So now,
Mhm.
coming from where I come from, you can have situations too where it's people that you're trying to do better for yourself, and it's people that don't want to see that. So it's people that are a dirty Mac, you hate on you and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely your environment plays the biggest. I think one of the biggest parts. Your mindset is the biggest. It's the biggest though. You know what I'm saying? But your environment for sure plays a big part in it though. You know what I mean? Because some people don't see hope. Like like we've been talking about for years, like just different topics and shit in the realm of like some people don't see hope. You know what I mean? Like, you know, motherfuckers be like, oh, just do it yourself. You can do this and do that. Some people coming from my communities and certain urban communities don't see it though. All they see is what's in that vicinity. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they moving on. They don't see nothing else. So yeah, that environment, that shit could shrink you.
Mm-hmm. It absolutely can. It absolutely can. I love that you said it like that too, because when my god sister came here to visit, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna take you to see some stuff." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just going down PCH, and again, there's a difference. Like, it's like, um, have you heard that song? With it was a Nas song where he talks about coming out west, and they're just like, don't let them palm trees fool you. You better be safe,
Yep,
type
I heard
thing.
that. Yeah,
Because yeah, you can be like, you can. I just feel like it's a difference, like out here versus like struggling in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Like it things could just look so different when it's cold. I don't know how to explain it, but
right.
anyways, get into it. Having my god sister come out here, and she's mainly lives up north. We're going down PCH, seeing some shit, and she was like, she's like, get me out of here. Like, we don't belong here. We were
Mm,
just going to get some coffee, and she was just like, we don't. She felt like it was too bougie that she. I don't know exactly how she felt, but I asked her because
right.
again, we're just getting coffee down PCH. That's it. In PCH, dope view. Dope view.
So,
That's when I
so
first took that when I first started when I got like my first job out here in Cali, and I had to ride down PCH, watch the sunrise. I was like, okay, I made the right move.
that's
I
right.
made the right move,
Right.
because it just gives you a different, like, it's just like, damn, I get to see this every day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's just a different type of like feeling, you know what I'm saying? But for her, she was just like, we don't belong here. And I stopped her and I'm like, why do you feel like you're not deserving of something nice? This is just the air, the water, the palm trees.
Right.
Like, and we could be like 10 minutes from the hood. Like, because again,
Man,
you don't know LA. So, Lord, you know what I'm saying? You don't know
man.
Cali. Don't
Right.
let these palm trees fool you.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just like, why don't you feel like you're deserving of like something nice like this?
Mm,
And we just had a talk. Like, we really like, I just really was like, nah, let's unpack this shit, because I love you from to the core of me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you could have this and more, and this thing, like, you know what I'm saying, like, it's not like unattainable. And she was kind of stumped on like why she felt, you know what I'm saying. She's like, we just don't have this, like, she's like, people like us, we don't have this. And I'm like, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no question.
it's, so I'm like, no, I'm like, don't let that stop you from wanting better, getting whatever you want, you know?
Yep.
When I tell you she went home and she reevaluated her whole life and she's moving, I was
Man.
like, let's go, sis. Let's go,
On
sis.
everything.
Yo,
On
you know what I'm
everything.
saying? On everything. And she really thought about it. And her sister said something to her similar in that realm of like, because her sister is doing marketing, and the people who she's working with love her, but she's like
Right.
she's the only Latina in the group, so she feels like she's not deserving of the stuff they're giving her and offering her. And I'm like, girl,
Gotta shake that thought
shake
process.
that
Shake
off,
that off.
all the way off. Your
Yep.
hustle, your hard work got you there. Your discipline got you there. You got you there. Like,
Yep.
so shake that all the way off. So it was like, like for my god sister, she felt like I need to change my environment because this shit, like, this is keeps bringing me down. And as she's been traveling here, there, she's realizing like, no, I need better, I deserve better, and that's what I'm gonna get. So I definitely feel like, your environment could determine your success, but it's like you have that, like, you have that freedom of changing your environment, you
Hmm.
know I'm pretty sure at some point all of us woke up one day and was like, this is not going to be it for me. That doesn't mean you got to stay there.
Ain't no question. Like,
So,
like, yeah, look, for me, when it hit me at like when I was in the streets, like I done went to the county a few times, county jail, LA County Jail, a few times, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Been to juvenile hall, been to camp. But then when I went to prison and the county jail, if you don't know, California county jail is it go down. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
The prison system, it go down. But if you can survive in the county, you can definitely make it through, you know what I'm saying, in prison. But for me, it was
hmm
going to prison, going through the whole process. Now, not this time, I didn't just go to the county and get out. I went to the county, then I had to catch that gray goose up to the state pen. You know what I'm saying? And it was just the thought of going through all that, and I was like, I ain't doing this shit no more. Like I can't
yeah.
I can't do this. I can't do this no more. You know what I mean? And that was back in 2000 2007. You know what I'm saying? When I got released, I actually look. Not to get too far into it though. I got released in 2020. I mean 2006, right? And
hmm
then I got caught up again right before New Year's and went back to jail. You know what I'm saying? And I thought I was
hmm
going back to. I had a cold anxiety though because I thought I was going back to prison. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
But I was able to, for dangle, and I was on parole and probation at the same time. You know what I mean? And survived. I survived it though. You know what I mean? But just going to prison, that shit just and that situation, it took me out of that mix to where I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that no more though. You know what I mean? Like
hmm
this not the environment that I want. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be in the spot. I ain't trying to be wooty whopping, always looking over my shoulder for the police and shit like that though, or whatever. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah,
hmm
I got to get out this environment and slay it off.
Yes. You know? And look at
Yep.
you now.
Man, out
And
the
look at
way.
you
You know what I'm
now.
saying? I love
Out the
where
way.
yeah, look, I love where I come from. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love what it taught me. You know what I'm saying? And all that though. But I am not my. I'm bigger than what my environment is though. You feel me?
Right.
On everything.
Right. I think for me, it's like I kept moving, but still staying in proximity of like the same people. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And then I could be so impulsive sometimes. I was just like my what you call it? I say that like I took a random leap and was like fuck it. I found a room for rent in Cali, found a job, and I just jumped. But one of my closest friends, he was like, you manifested that. And I didn't know what he was talking about at first, but he was just like, he's like almost every year you were like, I don't belong here. He was just like, and you just like, he's like, I was wondering when you were gonna make that jump, and then you did. You know what I'm saying? And so, and every time I come visit, they miss me like hell, but they're just like, do not come back here.
Mm.
And that's crazy. Loved
Love.
ones that
That's
yeah,
love.
every time they say that to me, it hurts. It does hurt, but I'm just like, they're just like, do not come back here.
Come
They're like, you're
visit.
doing way, way more than what we got going on here. And I'm like, damn, that's
Yep.
definitely love right there.
Hell yeah, that's love. That's love like a motherfucker though. You know what I'm saying? Because you get, you ain't dealing with them crabs in a barrel. You know what I'm saying? That statement and shit though. You ain't dealing with
Man.
that. Like people that's like, man, you should come back. Why you leave me? All that bullshit. Like shit, man. Get with your program. Figure your program out. But this is my program and how I am choosing to move right now. You know what I mean? I got
Yeah.
shit to do. Like I used to have situations where like it's like an epiphany would hit me and shit though. Like I'll be in the neighborhood, I'll be here and there, and epiphany would hit me, and a nigga be like, "Man, I need to do something different, bro." You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, "Man, I need to do
Literally.
something different." But it took that cold ass whooping with that prison time. You know what I'm saying? For a nigga to be like, you know what? Let me chill out. You know what I mean? And do something different though. And it took my mental health went through a lot with that transition. You know what I'm saying? Because I always been about, making something happen or whatever. So when I made that transition, I had to let a whole bunch of things go, and just had to put it on the 9 to 5 on the job and shit like that though. You know what I mean? So that part was very, very hard. You know what I mean? Like super hard. But I did it and figured out a way, and was able to kind of elevate myself as time was moving, doing different things, and I'm still in the process of elevating myself. You know what I'm saying? So
Man, it's a daily thing.
ain't no question. No question.
It is a daily thing.
Yep.
Man. So for those who are listening, if you feel like you are a product of your environment, you do not like where it's going, you have that power to change that shit.
Ain't no
Change
question.
your environment. At any means necessary. Do that shit.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you leaving people behind, because everybody got their own journey and everybody got their own path in life though. And if people are really connected and you're really friends and really truly connected as family, no matter where you go or what you're doing, that love is still gonna be there.
It's still gonna be there. Or I'll even go a little further and say, like, because we could say don't feel guilty all day long, but that guilt every now and then will come. I mean, I'm speaking for myself, I guess I could say. Like, there will be times where you do have that, you do feel a little guilt. Is it, whether it's survivor's remorse or whatever it may look like, right? Like, it most likely is gonna come. It's gonna hit you randomly. It might stay on your mind for a day or two. Push past that shit. Just keep pushing.
Yep.
Keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that feeling every now and then, but I got my mother telling me, do not come back here. My mother.
Man.
Like, she said, stop coming home. I was like, what?
She said stop coming to visit.
So when so I got here like a couple months before the pandemic. So when the pandemic happened, I was catching them $100 flights. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't know if the world's ending, blah, blah, blah. I kept coming back and forth, whatever. But then when things started like progressing, my mom was like, stop coming back here. You know, I think we were watching something on TV, and I was like, oh, I like work down the street from there. And she was like, looked at me. She was like, stop coming back here.
Right.
Like, no, get out my house. I'm like, what?
Man.
Like, she's like, She's like, what you're trying to do is way bigger than what we got going on here. And my mom did the same thing that I did at like 17 with, my sister wasn't born yet. I don't know if my sister was born yet or not, but she did the same thing. She was in the South, and she was like, I don't belong here. And so she did a similar thing, and then she had to do it with a toddler, or, with a baby. So, like, She's just like, I don't want to hear none of that. Like, she's like, do it.
Shout out to moms. Yeah, shout out to moms for that, though. You know what I mean? For her recognizing, you know what I'm saying, and understanding that C-pop got some bigger things that's going to happen for her. You know what I mean? And she need to
My mom's very big on tough love. So she's just like, you already made it. Get your ass. You want me to take you to the airport? I'm like, yo, damn. Like, nah, get on.
That's
like,
right.
Okay.
That's right.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? So yes. Okay, another question. Is healing actually uncomfortable?
Hell yeah.
Hell to the yeah.
If somebody say it ain't, they lying like a motherfucker and they not healing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's uncomfortable because you have to come to a realization with yourself, with things that might not be right within yourself. You know, fuck the person you dealing with or anybody else in other relationships. You know what I'm saying? Family or friends, you got to look at yourself first, though. So sometimes that reflection might have you like, damn, I'm that fucked up, or I'm whoopty wop, or however, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell yeah, that shit is not easy.
You got to come to terms with yourself. You got to come to terms with what you're doing, how you're doing it, your environment, if you're how you're moving, like how you're processing stuff,
What's
all
up,
that.
son? What's up, son? One of my sons just popped on here on Instagram. What's up, why?
What's up, son?
Yeah, son.
Yeah, you gotta definitely come to terms with it's uncomfortable as fuck. It's uncomfortable as hell. You got to come to terms with, like how you said, it's you versus you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it's you versus you. So it's always gonna be real uncomfortable. But once you push past that threshold and you just that growth starts coming and that abundance starts flowing,
yep.
push past.
Ain't no question.
Push right past that. Okay, do we have a time for one more?
Yeah, we got time for one more. We talking about mental health, and right now we in a pop off. Check out this next question.
Yes. Oh. Ooh, which one should I do? I got two more. Because we already talked about this, I'll let's fuck it, let's do it. Why do people fear change even when they're unhappy?
Huh? Are we talking about like in relationships or just period?
Period. Change, period.
Huh? Okay, I'm gonna start with like single by yourself or some shit. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
think people fear change because sometimes because it's something new that they ain't never did before. I'm gonna speak for myself. Like I think like for me it's been like the anxiety like we spoke about earlier, like having an anxiety of trying something or doing something that you never did before. You know what I'm saying? And then just then kind of getting through that, and then you'd be like, oh, this shit, it worked, or whatever the case may be.
So just a little, a little anxiety. Again, you versus you type deal.
Yep.
Some people
Yep.
aren't just like jumping forward to make a change, like even if they're unhappy, because it's just like the fear of unknowing.
Yep, the fear of unknowing, and then you get comfortable. Like it's easy to get comfortable, especially if you're afraid of change. It's easy to get comfortable and be stuck in the same situation that you've been in because you're used to this though. Oh, I'm used to sitting around and not doing nothing, or I'm used to moving and doing this way, or going to this job, or whatever the case may be though. But sometimes that job ain't for you no more. You got to make a change. So you can't get scared. I remember I used to hear a lot of OGs say that though, like older people say, you know, man, don't get stuck at this job. They be like, man, I've been here for 17 years. You know what I mean? I was only supposed to be here for 3. I've been here for 17 and shit though, and complaining about the job and shit though. But they don't want to. But they're afraid to make a change to find something better, or to kind of better themselves. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to the change with a relationship, I'm gonna say it like this though. A lot of the times, people be afraid to change because they be used to it, because they splitting the bills. You know what I'm saying? You saving money on splitting the bills and shit like that. And then you're already kind of emotionally attached to somebody. And on top of that, it's like you're already used to this. Like I said earlier in the other situation, you already used to this situation. So, if y'all not talking for 2 days, you used to it because y'all ain't been doing that. You know what I'm saying? If y'all stroking all the time, you used to it, or whatever the case. Y'all get angry, however y'all get through it, you're used to that. You know what I'm saying? And people be scared to drift off and find that change though. And sometimes that change could be good for you. You know what I mean?
Right. Change isn't always bad.
Nah, no, it's
Do you
not.
feel like gratitude can really improve your mental health?
Gratitude, hell yeah. Yeah, being grateful and shit like that. Yeah, for yeah, I
How
think so.
so?
Okay, in the realm of okay, being having gratitude and being grateful for waking up every morning. First of all, you know what I'm saying? Having breath in your body to be able to and strength and to be able to walk. Shit. Some people can't even walk or talk. You know what I mean? Some people don't have their freedom to be able to be out and to have your freedom to be able to create and do different things. You know what I'm saying? That you might want to do for yourself.
Right. Right. And we're gonna drop the mic on that because that's on that.
uh,
Shit.
this, uh,
There is something that does change, like your perspective when you wake up, just being grateful versus waking up thinking about what you got to do versus waking up letting all everything in your phone hit your eyes first thing. Like, when you're waking up and you're just grateful, you think about what you have, what the little things, the things that you could take for granted.
ain't no question.
Game changer.
Super, super, super game changer. And just being grateful to be alive though. Like for me personally, because it was a point in my life where when I was younger, I never even thought about hitting 25. You know what I mean? I used to look. What's crazy when I was young, like even a lot of people in my community will look at old people and be like, "That's messed up that they that old and they suffering or whatever." And then like as I got older, I started looking at it like, man, I want to get that old. I be manifesting. I be like, man, I want to be 100. I want to live to 135. I don't know why that's my number, but that's the number I be saying all the time and stuff though.
135.
135. You know what I mean? But it just tripped me out when people be like, oh man, 70, 74. You know what I'm saying? And the person passed away. Oh, they lived a full life. To me, that's still kind of young though. It's young old. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever though. But yeah, just being grateful to have life and have breath and have limbs and be able to walk and talk and have people that love you and that you can love back. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. You know what's funny that you said that because like, and this is gonna sound real creepy, right? Not creepy, but like, hear me out. So I got a big family, right? My dad's one of 11. He's like he's the youngest boy of 11, right?
Right,
My mom's one of 9. She's the oldest, right?
right,
She's the oldest of 9. Um, my old is she? Yeah, my oldest aunt is the same age as my mom's mom.
huh,
So my grandmother and my dad and my auntie are the same age,
right,
right? So my aunt's lit though. She's so lit. She always looks good. She comes in with like the gold on. She's always stacked with like gold. She has like her hair is always like she what's the name of the hairstyle? It's buzzed, you know what I'm saying? She got a little bit of curls on top, but it's buzzed, so she's just giving face all the time. Like
right,
she's always dressed nice, like, and she always shows up with her own pack of Budweisers to the function. Okay.
right,
Always. Like my dad will always leave her some to the side, not Bud Light, Budweiser. Okay. Like, but
right,
my aunt still brings her own Budweiser because she's like, no, you're not gonna have what I want, or whatever it is. Like,
right,
she's always just coming in lit, good times, smiles, whatever. You know, my grandma though, she's already like acting like she's one foot in the grave. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And my mom be telling her, stop with that shit. Stop. Like you're wishing yourself old. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So when we put it together that they're the same age, man, she was like, see? See? You could be lit. But my grandma is lit too, though. My grandma is lit. She is
Right.
lit. She just talks like I'm old. Like she just wanna be my grandma just wants to be put up, okay? But
Man, huh? She
yeah,
said, just put up. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, she just want to be put up. That's it. That's really it. But she's like, yeah, stop wishing yourself in the grave. Like you're still young. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I just had to put that out there. That's true. Mindset is everything.
And
But that was the pop off for today, guys. That's what I got. A little bit of self growth, and the things of the sort.
most
But I
definitely.
heard you got to sprinkle a bullshit for us. Is that true?
Yeah, I gotta sprinkle a bud. Yeah, I gotta sprinkle a bud right here. Let's go. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put it out here like this first. Is there a such thing as supporting your significant other too much, like doing too much?
True, true, what? Yo, all up in it, yeah, all up in it. Man with a G, believe it, say no give me, yeah, all up in it, yeah, all up in it. With a G, that believe it, say no give me, yeah, my 5 ways to school, yeah, you know I set the move. Hey, most these haters clueless, they can't do just what I do. Yo, all up in it, yeah, all up in it, yeah. True, already, true, what?
So look. Okay, so this I'm gonna read this though. Trina is getting backlash from her fans as she allows her boyfriend to perform multiple songs at every show she's booked at, and the shit don't sound good. I ain't never like really I forget what show that's like the Love and Hip whatever show that they on. But I've seen little clips on social media like he's like Ike, he seemed like he got Ike vibes to me though. You know what I'm saying? Like he got
Really?
yeah, he got them Ike vibes or whatever. You know what I mean? But is there a point of when you're doing too much in supporting your significant other? Like if for Trina, an example, right? They booked her for a show, but she say, if y'all book me, you got to let my boyfriend perform. My husband perform. Is Trina doing too much? Do you think she should fall back?
I don't think she's doing too much because, and this is my thought, I don't know nothing about, is her husband or her boyfriend?
Her husband.
Her husband. I was gonna say because from what I've seen of Trina, she always seems very no nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people talk about that with her. They're just like, she's very no nonsense. She's very much like, she's very respected in the industry. You know what I'm saying? And I think she does a lot in artist development as well. So let's talk, if you're talking about generating wealth in the household, like, hey, like she said package deal.
But he
fucking deal.
Hey, look, he obviously ain't getting no check for going on stage.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
Saying if you're gonna book me, you gotta book him too.
No, if you're booking me, you gotta let him perform.
I don't know. So there's two things I think of it this way. So for one, just knowing the little bit I know about Trina, she could be like, hey, you don't know, like, you're not going to get that stage, like, presence and experience unless you hit that stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could be in his ear after, like, okay, well, this is what you got to work on. This is what you didn't do well. This is how we're going to work on this later or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could be that. It could be just supporting him through his dreams, and maybe stage presence isn't his best, and she's like, well, you just got to keep hitting the stage until it gets there. I don't know but there is at some point, if something ain't working, you got to keep it real with your spouse.
Ain't no question. I'm
trying to be all supportive and you like, nah, get that shit off.
Man, because I like, and you gotta be real with them. Yeah, you want to support them, but that might start turning off people for wanting to book you. You know what I'm saying? It might kind of start turning people off or whatever the case may be. So you just got to kind of keep it real or create an opportunity for your significant other to perform. Maybe on a smaller scale, like to your point, like get a build up to it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, okay, look, baby, let's do it like this. We're gonna put some shows together for you to perform and kind of sharpen your blades up. And then, at this show next year sometime, you know what I mean? If you're ready, you can open up for me.
Play the thing again. Can you play it again?
All right.
Yo, all up in it, yeah, all up in it. Man with a G, believe it, say no give me, yeah, all up in it. Yeah. All up in it. With a G, that believe this ain't no gimme. Yeah, my 5 ways to school. Yeah, you know I set the mood. Hey, most these haters clueless, they can't do just what I do. Yo, all up in it. Yeah. All up in it. Yeah.
I'm trying to hear what he's saying.
He said, "All up in it, yeah, all up in it." All right, I'll play it one more time. You want to hear it one more time?
No, we don't need to play it one more time.
All right, I'm taking it.
That's the
Man.
only thing I heard was all up in it.
He said, "All up in it, all up in it."
I don't know. I mean, hey.
Yeah, support is definitely key though, but you could twist that support in different ways though too though. Like you could make
you
it
feel
work.
Like music ain't his thing.
I'm not to say that, but performing at her show probably not his thing. Like, and then it just looks like you begging, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's like it's being forced on us.
Right. That's why I said Ike Turner. Like people wasn't. You go buy a ticket for Trina, right? And just say she got a 40-minute set. You fuck with Trina. She got a 40-minute set. But she get this nigga 15, 20 minutes of it. 15, just say 10 or 15 minutes of it. You gonna be in the crowd looking like, who the fuck is this nigga? Like, where Trina at? You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying though. It'll turn some people off. Even promoters, all that shit though. Like, oh, we book you, your dude gotta perform. Or a nigga do some shit like, man, he get one song, 2 minutes. Or something like that though. But yeah, I believe it is a point of doing too much when it comes to supporting your significant other in their dreams. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep
their
it real.
dreams.
Yeah, you gotta keep it real. You gotta keep it real with them though. And that, man, hell yeah, you gotta keep it real. Sometimes I would want somebody to keep it real with me too though. You know what I mean? With the shit, like, I'm not gonna get all butt hurt behind it and shit though and be feeling some kind of way because I know you coming from a place of love type shit though. It ain't no ill type thing. You know what I mean? You telling me some real stuff. So I'm gonna either take it in.
Tough
Go ahead.
It's tough when they're doing the same things too.
Right.
Like y'all both rapping. I was like thinking of I was trying to think of moments of like Jay-Z and Beyonce, but they've started on their own. They had their own name before they got together, and he's rapping, she's singing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when Jay was just at the Yankee Stadium, he had his daughter Blue playing the piano. I was like, okay, family, you know, so it's like, but I don't think they were ever really forced on us like that.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, it's not the same at all. Like they weren't forced on us. I'm trying to think of a couple, but I don't know. That's the first time me knowing about this man, so I don't know. You know, I know like things won't start rolling. Like things aren't gonna be like, you know, once you're doing something or whatever, it might not like be perfect in the beginning, but I do agree, like, at some point, you got to keep it real with your spouse. It's like, hey, this ain't working. Let's pivot this way, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know?
Right. For sure. Look, real quick before we get up out of here, I got this right here, though. A healthy relationship is two people saying, I'll improve me for us. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's
well, hold on. You should improve you for yourself.
Sure.
And that would affect everything around you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's gonna be because you want to do it.
Right.
Not because you're being told to.
Right. And that type of mindset creates it's more so about personal growth. Because if you think about it, if you're thinking about yourself and lining yourself, of course, the person around you or closest to you is going to benefit off of that because you're bettering yourself and you're changing them things about yourself that might be a little bit off. You know what I'm saying? It kind of replaces the fix you kind of like syndrome. Like research shows that attempts to directly change a partner, like attempts to directly change somebody, it don't work. Like when you trying to be like, oh, you should be like this, or you're persistently trying to change somebody. A person got to see that within themselves to want to to want to change and do better. And I've learned,
Yeah.
I've learned like it's about you first. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about you first. You get things right together with your mind and the way you think and how you move, and then everything else will fall in place. You know what I mean? You'll treat that person that you with better. You know what I mean? And I got some more information. It's like it's an alliance with healthy interdependence, not codependence, right? So it's like codependence says, I need you to
I need
change.
you.
Yeah, I need you to change so I can feel okay. Independence, it says, I'll handle my life, you handle yours. To me, those two not the right ones. That don't work. You know what I
You're
mean?
not independent in a relationship.
Right. Then you got interdependence, which says I'm working on my own growth so I can show up as a better partner in our life shared together. That's not the only thing. It's more about it's about you. But like I said, if you do that work, it's gonna benefit the person that you with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we all,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I, you know what I seen recently? I think it was a Cam Newton interview, and he was I think it was like the guest said something like, "What I've noticed is men always focus on themselves,
Hmm.
right? They focus on themselves first." And how he put it was, he's like, I affect so many other people under me and around me. I have a few people I have to look out for and take care of. So if I am not doing what I need to do, if I'm not like, eating well, focusing right, getting to where I need to go, doing XYZ, if I'm not okay, that's going to trickle down into so many lives.
Mhm.
And I was like, ooh, that's a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah, that's
That
real.
is a fact. I wouldn't say like it's got to be like a selfishness, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like in certain spaces or in certain situations, it might have to be a selfishness. You know what I'm saying? Because like you're not always gonna be 100. Like you and your partner's not always gonna be 100 at all times. It might be 75-25. It might be 50-50. It might be 10-90. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when that partner's at a 10,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? That's gonna test you like a motherfucker. That is
Man,
going to test you and let y'all have kids or whatever. That just trickles down. Like that trickles down. No matter if you try not to, if you think you're hiding it, if you think you got this under. No, humans feel.
ain't no
Humans
question.
feel. They observe. They know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when I say the selfishness, it's like, okay, that partner might be at a 10, you might be at a 90, you might have to be at that 90 to pick up. But say if you struggle with like, um, say if you're not used to seeing them that low, or them not, say if you're not used to seeing them that low,
Right.
and you're just like, you're worrying about what they're doing, how to get them right, how to da 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 da. But that might be something they have to work on with themselves. That might be a them versus them situation. Now you're depleting yourself trying to pick them up. It might be a selfish time for you to be
Yep.
like, okay, I got to focus on this shit until while they're getting it together, because we got kids to worry about, we got these bills to worry about, we got survival to worry about, and at least if I keep shit good around here, they could catch up, or I
Catch
don't
it.
know, so it's like a certain level. You got to know when to turn that selfishness on and off.
Yep.
And I don't know if I'm saying you're using the right word, but the selfishness is what's coming to me, at the
Right.
point,
Yeah, yeah. You gotta have some of that. It's like emotional regulation is contagious. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, a neuroscientist did a study, and it shows that partners co-regulate each other's nervous systems. When one person actively works on their emotional intelligence, like learning to pause instead of reacting during a fight. It lowers the stress response in the other person, improves your ability to stay calm, literally makes it easier for your partner to stay calm too though. So it's just like I've been doing some of this stuff though, right? But it's like it's like instead of when something come your way, and it's not even just in a relationship, it's just in any kind of endeavor and with somebody that you're dealing with. Period. You know what I'm saying? Whether business or not. If somebody come through like you say, like on a 10, and you stay calm, unless they just a bum fuck asshole, they gonna calm down too. You know what I mean? They gonna eventually kind of calm down, and it's gonna that emotion is gonna get regulated. Now, if this person come in and is jumping in the fire, and then you piggybacking right behind them, jumping in the fire too, then it's y'all both gonna burn up. But now, if you start to simmer, if they hot and you simmering, about to turn the pilot off, they gonna kind of ease into how you moving and shit like that though. So yeah, that goes with, like I said, with any kind of relationship, not just your significant other, but really any kind of relationship that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then, yep, yep,
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact.
yep.
You'll be surprised in the way like calmness can really shift the situation. You know
Man.
what I'm saying? And you know what I've noticed too, what made me really be aware of that too is when I started to like point out manipulation a little bit more.
Mm,
And I'm like, and one thing is with manipulators is they like to control the energy. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So they like to come in, rile things up because that's exactly where they want you to be. So
right,
they can, for whatever they're trying to intend to do, whatever their intention is, I don't know, but they want you off balance so they can confuse the situation and get what they want out of it. You know what
yep,
I'm saying? So when I started to peep that, I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And I would watch like people around me get all like follow that fire suit. And I'm gonna stay like I'm staying calm. I'm gonna stay calm because I see what the fuck you're doing. Because you've been doing this often. You know
yep,
what I'm saying? And
yep,
you throw everyone off that pivot. I'm like, how the fuck is this person that powerful when they're on bullshit? You know? But when I
yep,
would stay calm and be on my 10, and start calling it out. You gotta call it out when it comes to manipulators. You gotta be like, this don't sound right. This sounds
right,
like what you're doing.
right,
Let's take it down 7 notches.
right. Or
And
say it and walk away from their ass. But shit,
they do not like that. They
man,
do not like that. Um. So yeah, I was like, okay, there's definitely power in being calm. As much as you might want to be like, who you talking to? Like, nah, there's definitely power in being like finding the real reason, the real situation.
yep. Instead of saying what you talking about, say, what I mean. What makes you feel like that?
Hmm.
Do this. What makes you feel like that? You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know. But another thing before we get out of here, personal growth creates self expansion, the self expansion effect. In relationships psychology, the self expansion model shows that couples are the happiest when they continue to grow as individuals. When you pick a new skill, work, or an emotional regulation or process your own stress, you bring fresh energy, insight, and capacity back into the relationship. It keeps the partnership dynamic rather than it being stagnant or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It kind of keeps things going. A lot of us get into relationships and you be thinking what the fuck you supposed to do, and then you really, you know what I'm saying? You really don't, because people grow and change too though. You know what I mean? So you always got to be aware of your partner too if you're in a relationship, to recognize that change, because he or she might not just verbalize it to you, like, that it might just be a gradual change that you seeing and noticing and shit like that. and you know, you got to kind of be aware. Hopefully, you have the type of partner that's going to speak up and say this and say that versus having you guessing or assuming. Because a lot of us men, when it comes to guessing and shit like that, we don't be there. You know what I'm saying? With the guessing
At all.
you know what I mean? Like we just don't be there, just to keep it real. But once I think once a man gets a little more self-aware of being aware of them things, and I think that comes with growth, like a man getting older, you know what I'm saying? Then you kind of, you know, see and pay attention to other things that you probably wouldn't have paid attention to before, to, you know, to really understand, to see the growth or the change in the person that you with, you know what I mean? And in a relationship, we should always be pushing each other to grow. You know what I mean? And embracing the growth of your significant other, though. You know what I mean? But this is Big J's relationship counseling, featuring. You know what I mean? We got that shit out there.
He charged $75 an hour, y'all. $75 an hour.
75, man. You know what I mean? But yeah. Any words before we get up out of here, Pop?
I think that was a good live.
Yeah, me too.
I think it was a good live, you know, and I will tell everyone to follow on Instagram, Best Way to Paint with the number 2, you know, for our next event that we got going on, because we got a lot of stuff going on. That's it. We got football season coming. So I hear people want a little something with the football season. So that's going to be dope. We got 2 private parties coming too.
Ain't no question. You
know, so
get creative. Yeah,
that's it. So
we got some good stuff coming.
Little community togetherness for mental health, guys. So there's a lot of different things we got going on with that. So tap in. But no, I feel good. I feel great. What about you, Big J?
I just want to say, to piggyback off what you said, yeah, stay tapped in with us. We got some great things coming with Best Way to Paint. We appreciate everybody that's tapped in with us now, and watch the growth. You know what I'm saying? Just watch the growth, and I hope you guys come be a part of it. And on that note, follow us at Best Way to Smoke with the number 2 also. And yeah, stay tapped in and around this motherfucker though. Yeah, Best Way to Smeezy. Hey, and I'm Big J. Make sure you stay elevated.
And the C Pop, your professional hype woman. We will see you guys next time.
There you go. All right, let me take that vibe.
Yeah, you know me, got the tree, got the hemp, got the flare. I'm gon' lean in this chair, about to put this in the air. A little bit of that best way to smoke.